And remember, don't whistle at night.
The night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's start this conversation. Let's start this conversation. We got no relation.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday night show of Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. I want to thank everybody who watched Sunday night show, and I hope they enjoyed, the episode, the pilot episode of Raw Fear. I want to thank you, PRN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans, for allowing me to give you 2 hours a week, Sunday and Tuesday nights, 8:10 to 10:10 on Sundays. It's a 2-hour show. And from 8:10 to 9:10 this Tuesday night. Hello, Mr. Linden Research Department, or Mrs. Linden Research Department. Interesting. Thank you for popping in. And Cindy Mitz, good to see you. Thank you for popping in tonight. Well, we've got a great show for you tonight. Hey, Heidi. What? I was just wondering where you were. I'm here. I'm here, hon. So I got to thank Heidi because she posts all the shows. She shares them out every day, and I know is that she does a wonderful job for UPRN, and we all truly appreciate her. But don't forget, Miss C.L. Thomas, the Gateway. Oh, Heidi's on Facebook. Michael Anthony, good to see you, sir. Good to see you, sir. Great. I'm just happy now. Getting good people coming in, watching the show tonight. But C.L. Thomas, the Gateway podcast, will be on right after mine. Hers starts at 9:15 p.m. Eastern. So don't forget, once you leave my show, go check her show out, okay? And tell her I sent you. Give her some love. So how is life, everybody? Thank you. Please, if you can, Mr. Linden Research Department. And thank you. Yes, it does. So I was lost for words for all the kind words that are put into the chat tonight. But Sunday night on my 2-hour show, I sent the pilot, put the pilot on of Raw Fear. And a little background on it real quick. Hey, Jen, there we go. Jen, good to see you. And it was the first Raw Fear show that I kind of helped out. Well, I started with Marty Patterson. And tonight I got a special guest. And he's not only a friend, but I saw him when he was a little boy. And if you hear the dogs in the back barking, okay, that's my neighbor's dogs. My time is almost up. Okay. But thank you, Hayden. Are we still breathing? You know what, Michael Anthony? I don't know. I haven't done the UFO in a long time, brother. I have not done in a long, long time. But so my guest tonight was one of the original cast members of Raw Fear when it first started back in 2012. And if you recall from the show, Sunday night, it was Josh, the spirits that didn't like black people. I don't. How old am I? 63. 63. And so, without further ado, I would like to bring Josh on from Raw Fear. There he is.
Hey,
the ghost that everybody hates.
how you doing?
All right, buddy. Josh, the world, Josh. You know, and how are you, buddy? It's been a while.
I'm doing good.
Hey, Joey. And Heidi says, "Good evening, Josh. Much love from Colorado."
Hi, Heidi. How are you?
And yeah. Oh, well, there's like 160 different countries listening to the show tonight.
That's good.
Yeah, so you're like all over the world now, dude.
See, I'm wearing my PPS shirt. You can't see it, but it's backwards. Yep. But
it's okay, brother. We see it. We see it. So I need to ask you a question. You know, I was thinking the questions I ask you tonight.
Okay.
When you saw the ad in the newspaper, what did you think?
I was thinking, you know what? I have to try it out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you really well.
All right. So basically, it was about 3 or 4 years ago. I was in Green Tree. It was called John Casablanca's Modeling Careers.
Okay.
It was an agency. Terry Burchelli was part of that. And so was Aubrey. But Aubrey didn't come until later. But I decided to do that, and I did the acting, and then I did the modeling and all that. Like I said, my first modeling gig was in Erie, at the Erie Mall. I can't think of the mall. I think it's Kill Creek Mall, I do believe. I modeled tuxedos for for the prom.
Okay.
Yep. And then after that, Terry was calling me up, was doing like a little bit of extras in a couple scenes. But the big one was it was before that. But yeah, I wanted to do something new, you know, because she kept telling us, hey, look on Craigslist. Craigslist was big back then. Everybody knows that. So I just started, you know, to look for work. I did it like I found a little bit of work. I was actually in a commercial. It was called Abuse Against Mothers and all that stuff. I was in that commercial in Pittsburgh. And then I was going through Craigslist and I found this ad. It was like, if anybody's interested in ghost hunting, please feel free to contact you. And I was like, oh, ghost hunting, you know? And like I said, and I thought about it for a couple of nights, and I was like, you know what? I already know about the Holy Spirit. My mother and my parents were preachers and all that, and I already know about the Holy Spirit. And I was like, this will be nice because maybe I can see what's on the other side, you know, actually contact. So I went ahead and I responded to it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like not even a day. I think it was Marty. It was you or Marty that contacted me. I think I still have the email. And they're like, "Hey, let's meet at the Eaton Park." So we met at Eaton Park. That's when I introduced. You were there. It was then Marty. Then it was Matt. And I do believe it was Chloe, and she brought her friend. I can't think of his name,
Yeah, I
but
don't want to remember his name.
I'm sorry. But him and I had we went through Terry Bocelli and all that stuff. So that's how it all got started.
That's and
And then,
but whenever you had that opportunity to do the ghost hunting, and you said, "Ooh, this is so cool,"
mhm.
what did you like eventually thought that you would be doing? Did you think that you were being going to be acting, or did you think something else? Like even before,
I thought I was going to be acting. To
okay,
be honest, when it says ghost show, you know, I was thinking the first thing I thought about was ghost hunting because okay, they act. This is a ghost hunting show. They want to do somebody wants to do a ghost hunting show. I'll commit to it. I'll send my resume and all that stuff. So at first, that's what I thought I was doing. I thought I was acting.
okay.
Yep.
Were you kind of upset that it wasn't when I told you
No, it
no
was
one's
not.
acting?
No, it was not because when I was telling people, hey, this isn't acting. This is actually a real thing. They're like, oh, you need to go for it. I go, I know. Because I always like to try something new, something different.
Hmm. And so we just had a fun time at the beginning. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I mean, all during the 13 weeks. It just, how did you have a problem, or did you ever thought that working with other people doing this paranormal investigation, because I know you never investigated before. What was your feeling knowing that you were going to actually do real live investigations?
Well, actually, I was nervous because the first thing I thought of was, oh man, I'm doing an investigation. What if the ghosts come for us? You know, that was my first thing. That's my first thing. I
Hmm.
was like, oh man, what if something happens? You know,
Hmm.
that was my first thought. And me being scared of the dark at that time made it worse. But I was like,
Okay.
you know what? I was like, you know what? I like to try something new. This is something that I want to do, and maybe in the end, it's something that I can do this for the rest of my life. You know,
When, which I'm glad you are. Have you been doing any ghost hunting at all?
I have not due to the fact that COVID hit,
Right.
um, and then I I met up with you up in New Brighton here, about a couple miles when we did the cemetery and all that.
Yeah.
And then we and then I lost my job to COVID. That was when the first shift, and then I was working at FedEx for that short time until I got into MSA, and I had to get a second shift, so I couldn't really do much, you know, because that was a 2:30 to 10:30 thing. So I know the in betweens, whenever I was on the weekends, I know I was doing extra in movies, whatever, but not the ghost hunting. But now since um, there was an opening for first shift, there was a lot of openings for first shift. I took my chance. I thought I was going to get it, and when my supervisor came up and
Hmm.
goes, "Hey, Josh, you're going to go to first shift," I go, "Yes," you know, and it brings back everything, you know. So I get to go to my son's games, get to go to his practices. I get to do things again that I wanted to do when I was at my other
Right.
job, and now I get to, you know,
Hmm.
I can do things in my free time.
That is awesome. I'm glad that you're now
Yeah,
you're a
so
normal human being. Hey, Kevin,
I'm a normal human being.
Vivian, welcome. Yeah, you're a human being again going on
Yeah,
first shift. Good
yeah.
to see you, Vivian. Thank you for coming in. Kevin, it's always a pleasure to see you. But what about, you were watching the show the other night. What was your feeling about the pilot, our very first investigation down there in the Old Economy? Squatch Man.
My feeling was I was nervous. I admit that I was nervous because it's the pilot. We're going to be on TV, um, and the first thing I thought about, Josh, you're not acting. Do not act. This is real. This is the real thing. You can't do that. Um, but yeah, I was nervous, like showing up on set and everything else, and you're supposed to pray before you go
Hmm.
signing, which I did that. So I was nervous, but at the same time, I actually wanted to be there. You know, like I couldn't wait.
Right.
You know, so
Oh boy, so we got a heckler in the room. Yarless, I don't know. Just ignore him if you can see it, because nothing. It doesn't mean a damn thing. I've been having them lately. I've been having a lot of, numbskulls come on and try to interfere with the show.
I don't know. How can
Donna,
you see the?
good to see you.
Oh, I
Donna,
see.
good to see you.
I
Yeah,
see.
yeah. So, all he's getting is 15 minutes of fame, and after
I
that,
like that. It's kind of like when people call in to radio stations. One of those people.
yeah, yeah. But you know what? We're back to you. It's all about you.
Yeah, I understand.
Um, it's all about you tonight. And my people out in the chat room. A lot of people that you see in the chat room tonight um, are my followers. They go to all of my. Hey, that girl. She's from Canada. Kevin's from Canada.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay,
So
that's
it's
nice.
like, but okay. So you were nervous going down and doing the pilot. What did you think of the area that we actually investigated? I mean, I'll be honest with you. That was a long, long night. Okay, that
It
was a
was
real long
actually,
night.
to tell you the truth, it was like a long night because we didn't wrap up till like 4 or 5 in the morning. So like basically,
Yeah.
like I only got what, like only an hour and a half of sleep. So I didn't
Hmm.
even go to bed. I went home, I relaxed, I watched TV, and I just made like I remember making two coffee, like big coffee mugs to take to work. Because I was tired. I did not go to sleep. But then the next night, but that day, I went to bed like I was out till like the next morning
Till the
because I was
next
tired. I
morning.
was like, oh my goodness. I mean, I was used to staying out that long, but not that late. Even though like I had to work that next day. You know.
Right. I've done many of those where I would stay out till 2, 3 in the morning, investigate, and then I would have to come back home,
Hmm.
maybe get an hour, 2 hours sleep, and then start working my real job. That kind of sucked. But I don't know. So we're down there. Wait, you got the right. I love the show. Thank you, Joni. Thank you, Donna, for that. Let me see. Not sure if there's a parallel chat. I went through PPS. Usually it's here. See what happens. I am at like 4 or 5 different locations when I'm filming the
Okay.
show here.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
some people might be on Facebook, some people might be on YouTube,
Hmm.
and eventually they try to get on the same page here.
Yeah.
But what did you think? And I want you to give me an honest opinion, and I'm not here for you to boost my ego or not like that.
Okay.
But how did you how did you like the way me and Marty ran the show? Be straight.
I mean, it could have been. I mean, it could have been just say that when we got to his studio for the very first time and when everybody was in one room, I mean, it was fine. I know we had a lot of people left and didn't come back. That we, and, I wish they could have told us, "Hey, I'm leaving the show." But the other thing is, maybe we could have done things different. I don't know. Maybe we could have interviewed each person alone, one on one, to give their thoughts.
But overall, dude,
overall, it was
for the whole thing.
It was nice. I liked it.
We had good people, didn't we?
We did have good people.
We had really good people. Yes, we did.
I mean, Chloe. Chloe did basically. She did everything for you. I mean, she helped you out basically. You know. And she took things.
Which I'm very grateful.
Back and all that stuff.
Did Squatsman says, did you stop investigating, Sean? Yes, I did. I retired in 2022. Is when the last time I investigated. My reason for me stopping was I was getting tired, getting too old. There was a lot of traveling. Josh will tell you there was a lot of traveling that we did, and
Harrisburg, Conneaut,
everywhere.
But it was worth.
Oh, no doubt. I liked the Conneaut Hotel. That was a good place to go. I mean, wherever we went, we did pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping, Squatch, that I can get back into a little bit of it. Now, I didn't really complete and stop investigating. There have been paranormal groups. There have been paranormal groups that have asked me to help them out, and I do help people out. But me and Josh were talking about it, and I've already expressed it on my show before. What I'd like to do, is to find a very, very haunted place, which shouldn't be hard. But I'd like to get Josh, Chloe, Megan, Aubrey, all back and actually, thank you, sir, and actually do a 2-hour show. I mean, it don't have to be on TV. It definitely would be really on UPRN and definitely YouTube. But I want to do it again.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Chloe just moved out this way not too long ago, so she's around here. And then there's Aubrey, and then there's Marty's daughter.
They're all moving down your area, man.
Yeah,
all moving down that way.
She ran into Marty's daughter. It was early last year up at the Do It Best down here in Ambridge, and she put him on FaceTime, and like he was like, "Hi, Josh." I was like, "Holy crap! Oh my god!" Let's go, yeah. So she's not far. She's not far. So
no, that's good. I'm the one that's far away this time around. But Heidi says that would be amazing. Jen says that would be awesome. It would. I would love to see that happen. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And when I did, for me, and remember I used to tell you that we wanted to show what a real paranormal investigation or ghost investigation, you know what I mean, was all about. It wasn't about what you saw on TV. What did you think? That's why I want to ask you, what do you think? Did you see the big difference between what you did and what you see on TV?
There is a big difference what I did in person because like a lot of, if you watch the show, it didn't really show what we saw up in person, like we saw like a whole lot of things, shadows around us, and it was I can express so much, but like I said, the one thing is that you have to see it in person instead of watching it on TV. If you see, I mean, watching on TV is fun, is great, but if you're actually doing the investigation, you have to see it in person because, like I said, you don't see what we see right in front of us because we're doing the investigation and we can just feel stuff on our arms, on our necks, and everything. Is I think Sean, you had scratches. I do
Yeah,
believe.
yeah.
You had scratches and all that stuff. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and all that stuff. And I remember we were in a building. Can't think what building it was, but we were down in the basement, and it was Chloe and I, you, and there was Dick Nicky, and the pipes. Somebody was banging on the pipes, you know,
Right.
but nobody seen was like they kept on banging on the pipes, and in the background we kept on hearing more pipes banging. We kept on looking around, like, what's going on, you know? So there's a lot of stuff that we saw in person that they didn't get to see on TV. You know?
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Josh? We are going to take a break right now. This is like the bottom half of the hour. And when we come back in 2 minutes, I would like to ask you, tell my people, tell the people in the chat, tell the world some of the different stories that you personally experienced on an investigation, okay? So, everybody, you know the deal. You know the deal. 2 minutes. I'll be back. Go pee, go have a cigarette, do what you got to do, and we'll see you in a couple minutes.
Hi, and welcome everyone to Ethereal Encounters Unveiled. Today we are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in beautiful New Orleans.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the second part of Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. Donna was in the woods. I bet you had a good time out in the woods, everybody. And Cindy Mitch said that she'll be watching that show, Sean and Josh. I hope so, buddy, because I don't know what's wrong with my computer is going crazy here. Oh, my gosh. I don't know. It's my damn luck, I guess. But everybody who just walked into the show or just started listening to it, we were talking with Josh Dean. He was one of the original cast members of the TV show that me and Marty Patterson produce. It was called Raw Fear. And my Sunday night show, I did post the video of our pilot. And so Josh just happily agreed to come on and talk about his experiences. Thanks, Beck girl. Okay, Josh, like before we went to the break, sir, out of all the investigations that we filmed, do you have a couple of good stories that really freaked you out?
Yeah, I do. We went to Gettysburg, and I remember we were filming in one of the battlefields, and it was at night. And I remember we were in the battlefield. There was 3 pine trees in a row, and there was some kind of plaque up one of the trees. It was a left tree. And what's so weird is that there was lightning bugs everywhere, but all the lightning bugs was in the left tree. Yeah, it was in the left tree where the plaque was, where the soldiers were stationed. So basically, the middle tree and the right tree wasn't lit up, but the left tree was lit up with lightning bugs, where that plaque was, which was crazy.
Right.
Yeah. There was another one where we were at Uniontown. We were at the Uniontown bar. And
The Marcos.
We were in the basement. No, we weren't. We were
we're up in the brothel, dude. We're up there in the 3rd floor.
Yeah, and we went upstairs, and Marty was filming, and Matt was with me, and we were just walking through this empty space, whatever, with all the couches. All of a sudden, on my side, whatever, there was a shadow, and Marty actually caught the shadow. It was like a shadow right there, and it disappeared. I was like, "Holy crap! There's a shadow. That's a ghost right there," you know.
So what I'd like you to do real quick with that 3rd floor, the brothel up there. Okay. Just describe what it looked like up there on that 3rd floor. All the different rooms and stuff.
Yeah, it was a different room. So basically, I guess he was remodeling the rooms upstairs. But like I said, there was couches everywhere. There was paint. There was a wooden floor, but the wooden floor was creaking. But he washed the walls, and he actually finished painting the walls before actually we came to the bar or whatever. And you could tell, like you could smell the paint, like he redid that room. So we started our investigation. We were just feeling something. I know Marty was feeling stuff on his arms and everything else. Like I said, he just started filming. We started asking questions, and then we stopped, and then we all looked over, and then we were looking back. We were looking around, and then I looked right, and then like I said, I looked in my blind spot, and then I seen this. It was a shadow. It was just standing there. You know, it was just Matt, Marty, and I, just the 3 of us, and it wasn't our shadow because we were just moving. It was a shadow. Right. It was just there. I was like, holy crap.
Wasn't it in the bathroom? Wasn't it in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it was in the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but that was pretty creepy, that 3rd floor, huh?
Yes.
It just
I never forget that. I was just a ghost.
Yeah, he just saw a ghost. But do you remember when we were in Gettysburg, we were going up Culp's Hill, and something threw a rock at us? Do you remember that?
It was late at night.
Yeah,
because we were just going to investigate. Because it wasn't around the horses, or was it past that?
No. This was when we were walking up the hill. And something threw a stone or a rock at us.
Oh, yeah. Yes. How can I forget that? There were so many investigations that we went on. But there's another one. We were over at the Covered Bridge,
Yeah,
and
Sachs.
we seen the Sachs Bridge. We seen a lot of um, orbs, but they were different colors. But you were telling us what kind of color, what different, because each color represents something. Like, because we saw like the white orbs, and we saw like a red orb, we saw blue orbs, but they all mean something, you know?
Hmm. That's when I got stabbed in the back.
Yes.
That's when I got stabbed. Josh was there when I got stabbed in the back. And man, I tell you what, that burnt me out for the rest for the rest of
But
the
yeah,
investigation, because that was the first night we were out there. You know.
yeah, like when we saw the orbs, like when we were taking pictures of, and we were looking at our cameras, whatever, in our phone, to like, these are different color orbs. I go, these orbs. I go, that's weird. So we looked it up to see what each orb meant, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
The red one was for anger. The
Hmm.
blue one was like, and blue was like not angelic, but it was a good color. It was a happy color. But
Yes.
I just remember that Gettysburg when we filmed up there, and what I was impressed with is that you remember the last night we were there, you and Matt took the rest of the, I'm going to call you kids at the time, rest of the kids out, and you did your own investigation out with the horses.
Yes.
You remember? Yeah. And
I
I would
do.
like,
It was fondly. It was fun. I know Chloe seen like they weren't orbs, but there was it dust? I can't think what she. I don't. I don't remember what she
but
saw.
how did it feel like without me or Marty there? It was just you guys doing the investigation. How did you
Yes.
feel?
I mean, I was excited, but I wasn't, because I was like, oh, they're leaving us, they're letting us do our own thing. I was like, oh man, we better catch something. That's what my feeling was. I go, oh, Chloe, Matt, Megan, we need to go out and actually find something. Because they're leaving us behind, letting us do our own thing. So that was in my mind. I go, oh, all right, they're letting us go on our own. Let's go. Let's figure it out. And Chloe took charge, and she took over. She was a leader. You
Yep.
know?
Hmm. It was a lot of fun in Gettysburg. Now I know, going through all the episodes that I have done, I look at them every now and then, and I just see, I just see how much you all progressed from that pilot show all the way up to episode 12. Episode 13 was a bunch of bloopers that we put all together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I mean,
how
I
we
wasn't scared.
moved,
I mean, I
how
wasn't
we
scared.
moved up there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and like I was scared of the dark and all that, and like I said, whatever, ghost hunting to me, it opens up your mind. It makes you observe things. You know, so basically, I can stand out in the dark right now, and I won't get scared. You know,
mhm.
because before I was frightened, like when I was little. You know, I would watch a scary movie like X Files or Sightings, the show Sightings, whatever, and I had to tell my brothers and sisters, "Hey, come follow me, so I can turn the bedroom light on." Because I'm so yeah, it was one of those things. But now I can go in my own basement. I mean, I can sit here in my house in the dark and not get scared. You know?
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're not scared no more of the dark. But I would like to get back to how, when I was saying how y'all were progressing, did you actually see as we moved every week when we did a different in a place, right? Um, could you see yourself? Can you see yourself improving and getting more relaxed and more into, not so much being serious, but being serious. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yes. Yeah, because I know like a lot of people left the group, like some people left the group, and well, as the show progressed, we all started to open up, you know, and we all started because in a couple of the episodes you can see we started to ask the same questions over and over again, and as the show progressed, we started to ask different questions. Um, if anything happens, we would not act, but how we would come about, Um,
mhm.
it was it was a crazy time, but like I said before, I mean, as we progressed, we we even started to help each other out, I don't know, it was just
What I liked about the most,
I don't know how we explain it. It was just it was I don't know I don't know. I mean,
everybody worked together. You
everybody
know,
everybody worked together. Um, Nobody argued at all. We all got along. But like I said, we all stuck together. It's just basically
yes,
when we went when we would meet at the studio, we would know what to do, what you and Marty would expect out of us before
right,
we would go on an investigation. You know?
exactly. The only thing me and Marty did was like filmed with a camera. That's all we did. But what for me, what I was working on was, and what impressed me is I watched each episode. Okay, um, I saw how in tuned you guys were with your gifts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You didn't have to question yourselves. Like toward the end, you were just like, oh, wow, okay, that spirit is there. It is a girl. It is a boy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I, and just watching you progress spiritually, you know, and empathically, if you want to, if I can put it in that word. Um, but I we had it was such a great time. Okay, and Matt, ladies and gentlemen, Matt was a good dude, but I don't know. I think he kept everybody happy and laughing at times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will not show the one episode where he freaked out. You remember that? He freaked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember we went to his dad's. I mean, to his parents.
Yeah, that was sad.
Also, that was a moving episode for him personally.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, it was. It was. And I think I did show that one. I'm not sure. But I was just so proud of every one of y'all. I really was. Okay.
Yeah.
On how I started you at, you know, down there at Old Economy and getting to the end where it was a hotel restaurant. I want to say Calder's Part, something like that, all the way up north. And you guys just kicked some ass, man. You did. You just like actually took over the investigation. We didn't
Yeah.
have to ask you questions. You know what I mean? And the best one was the last episode where Chloe was down in the basement. Okay. And she was doing a solo thing down there. And you could actually see the fear on Chloe's face when she was doing this. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And she wasn't acting, but she was a trooper and she went through it. Um, but I was so proud of you all, man. I was so proud of you guys. Seriously.
Hmm.
And not only you were actors, or but y'all became friends. We all became friends. And to me, and I push this everywhere I go and when I talk, you know, sure, ghost hunting, you get a bunch of people going and you go and investigate and that's it. But the camaraderie that we had with everybody, okay, it was like one big family, you know, and and we always had each other's backs, Not
Yeah.
one person talked bad about anybody. There wasn't. It was just. But what was really cool, everybody, was when somebody was screwing up and it was acting like a Nimrod. Me and Marty didn't have to step in. It was Josh and the other cast members stepping in.
Yeah.
And to me, that was the greatest thing on earth. Just seeing you guys grow up from a bunch of young kids growing up into young adults. I mean, I'm being honest with you, and I said it in the show. Like toward the end, I said I would put you guys up, girls and guys, in this group in our TV program against any ghost hunting shows, and you would kick their ass.
I believe
what I mean?
it.
I
I believe it because, I mean, I know we're all ghost huntings, but as an actor's perspective, with Aubrey and I, know how, with our acting experience and all that stuff, like we would know, hey, he's just acting, but if you watch these ghost shows, we all know, and that it's acting, But
Right.
with us,
Mhm.
it was the real deal. There was no acting.
I remember the
And-
second show that we did. We did Dexmont, the cemetery,
Yeah,
and that investigation, we didn't get anything. There was hardly any evidence at all.
it was.
Okay.
We thought we would, with the
Yeah,
cemetery. I didn't even know there was a cemetery till you said something. I'm like, hey, there's a cemetery back there, and we were like, what? And
yeah, it's way back in the woods. And what was sad
I
about
didn't
this,
know that.
and what
Well,
was sad about it, there were no names on the graves, just numbers.
just numbers.
And that's what was sad about that cemetery up there. But
Yeah, I know.
it
Uh,
was bad.
I remember that year also. During hunting season, I want to get off subject, but during hunting season, I contacted Marty, and he contacted the owner, and I was allowed to hunt up there, up in that
Mhm.
area. So I went hunting. I didn't get anything, but I actually went back to the graveyard. I actually took a stroll, went back to the graveyard and all that stuff, and everything was still there. I don't know about it now, but everyone out there, whatever, they knocked the hospital down, Dixmont Hospital, and they were supposed to put a Walmart up there.
Yeah, they
The
care.
hillside kept moving, the earth kept moving. All right.
Yes.
So when they all stopped, when the bulldozers stopped, whatever, they were like, no, we can't do this. Everything stopped. So they ended up building the Walmart 3 minutes from me up the road. So that Walmart that's up there in Economy, it was supposed to be over there in Swickley Township.
Yeah, in Dexmont. When they tore down this mental hospital, one day I am going to do a show on Dexmont. And it's pretty sad over there what they did to the people over there. But they did try to build a Walmart up there where the hospital was. But every time they tried working on it or building whatever, the ground just caved in. It was like the spirits saying, no, you ain't going there. And the spirits, I believe the spirits had a lot of shit to deal with that, had a lot of stuff to do with that for them not building that Walmart. But listen, my friend, we are getting close to the end of the show. would you like to share your last thoughts on raw fear and how ghost hunting helped you become a better person, or what would you like to see in the future of ghost hunting?
Yeah, Carrie Fast 8, but yeah, the spirits don't even like. Oh, that's an inside joke. I was just reading the chat. So basically, like I said, with raw fear, the first I fondly remember the first time when I read that ad on Craigslist, which I still believe that I have. But I did not know that raw fear was gonna go from a local thing, whatever, to actually being on TV. We had the big premiere and all that, everybody getting together, and us being friends. Like, we're all still together, even though we're spread out. We're all connected. We're all connected, you
Yep.
know. And I think it was meant to be. To be honest with you, like I said,
I mean,
we all wanted
yeah.
to do something different. We all want to do something different. I wanted to do something different. Like I said, the acting director, whatever, goes, hey, if you see something, whatever, look on Craigslist. If you see something, go for it. And that's what I did. I go, oh, let's see what this is. And we met up, and I like the crowd. I go, I think I could be part of this, you know. But
Well,
on
I'm
the
glad
other,
that you did, brother. I'm glad that you did. But what I'm going to do, what I do after all my shows is I pull a card, everybody. I don't think Joe Fox is in, so we are running out of time here. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card, and everybody just write it down. And this card is for everybody, even for you, Josh. It's an
is it a number?
no. It's animals. It's animals.
Oh, I'm
Watch
sorry.
it be.
I'm sorry.
Watch it be a deer. Watch it be a deer. And then you're gonna go hunt. I don't know how in the hell you hunt Bambi. How can you freaking do that, man? Man, how can you hunt Bambi?
It's a sport. I mean, it's like
I
I
don't
fish.
care. You're hunting Bambi, man.
It's like a hunt Nemo too.
Yeah. Well, no, I like fishing
Nemo.
because I don't see the fish till it comes up on shore. But man, how can you and go out rabbit hunting, and you see little Thumper there with Bambi, and you go, oh, I don't know how
Oh,
y'all do. I know, I'm messing with you. But again, Josh,
it's just
thank you very
okay.
much for being on tonight.
People ask me that. Gosh, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you. I was like, it's relaxing sport, just like fishing. Just sit there, just wait.
Thank you, Peter Drummond. But listen, thank you again for being on. Once you hang on until the end of the show, and then we'll chat a little bit,
Oh,
okay?
absolutely.
All right, so everybody, you can fish too. Okay, Terry. All right, so I shuffled and I'm cutting the cards. So the card I'm pulling tonight, what did I say? What did I tell you? What card?
A deer. Did you
What
really?
animal would I pull?
A deer or a rabbit? You did pull a deer, didn't you?
The deer. There it is. The deer. Really, the deer. I cut them and I pulled it. It was the deer. Oh gosh, maybe the ghost of deers will be haunting you.
Hold your card up
But
again.
again,
Wait,
Josh,
hold your
thank
card
you
up.
again
No,
for being on.
okay.
Oh, dude, I can't. I just put it back in the deck. But
Oh, it's fine
everybody,
because you
thank you for
froze.
popping in, listening to Josh and into the night. Yeah, but children, if you can, please go to your parents and give them a hug and tell them that you love them. And parents, please go to your children, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And if you have no parents and if you have no children, find somebody, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them, because those 3 words, I love you, go a long way. On that note, I will see everybody next Sunday. Have a safe week, and adios.